Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something really fascinating, a blueprint for achieving these huge, ambitious goals. And we're moving past the standard self-help stuff here. Our source is a deep dive into a masterclass from the YouTuber Amber Scholl, who has, built her whole brand around getting the dream car, dream house, dream life.
Which is a massive claim. But what makes this so interesting and why we're digging into it is that she is very explicit about rejecting what she calls generic woo-woo manifestation.
Right.
For her, getting the specific shoe closet or the huge media presence, it's not the universe just providing. She says it's a direct result of pure, almost brutal strategy.
I love how she puts it. She says, I am not getting what I want by accident. So I guess our mission today is to unpack that formula.
Yeah.
It's this cocktail of intense, hard work, meticulous planning, and then, this is the key part, a big dose of deliberate, strategic delusion.
Precisely. We're looking at a philosophy that basically says your highest, wildest aspirations have to be matched by the most rigorous, daily, sometimes grueling work.
Building a bridge from fantasy to reality.
And effort is the construction material.
Exactly. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Step 1, which she calls the art of unapologetic and specific wanting.
Yeah, this is the foundation. And she argues it's where, 90% of people fail. The idea is you have to know exactly what you want, and you have to want it unapologetically.
No being humble about it.
Not at all. She thinks most people sabotage themselves because they're too afraid to even say the words, to say what they really, really want.
It's that prize for grandeur idea, isn't it? Like, if you want a castle, you have to give yourself permission to want a castle, at least in the planning stage.
Right. Limiting your want limits your potential to get it. And it can't be general either. It has to be hyper-specific, almost obsessive.
She has that really specific aesthetic, gold, French neoclassical, nude nails, those huge jewels.
And she says you, the listener, need to define your own aesthetic just like that.
The level of detail is it's wild. It's not, I want a nicer apartment. It's, I have Zillow boards full of houses I can't afford, and I know the exact chandelier I'm going to hang in the entryway.
Or the handbag on the vision board. It's not just a picture of a bag, it's the specific color with the direct purchase link.
So it's about making the goal tangible.
Exactly. It turns a wish into an actual target. And it forces you to start thinking about the cost, the timeline, the actual steps.
Right.
She treats it like a hobby, planning what she wants in 5, even 10 years.
I think that's a huge takeaway for anyone listening, that the act of wanting itself is like a skill you have to practice and plan.
It crystallizes the target. You have to know the street address to set the GPS, and that clarity leads to the next step, which is where this really departs from the usual stuff.
Right. Okay, so let's get into it. This is where the whole strategy just flips the script on manifesting.
Oh, completely.
She is so clear that the popular idea of just believing it's yours is useless if you're not putting in the work.
Absolutely. For her, manifestation is just another word for applied, continuous effort. It's a two-part process. First, you make a specific, actionable plan.
10 seconds.
You work on that plan every single day. No excuses.
The test she uses for this is so confronting. She asks, if someone was spying on your days, would they believe you were serious about your goals?
Yeah, if they just saw you scrolling on your phone for 3 hours instead of, building your business, then the answer is a hard no.
So it's all about that relentless work ethic.
It underpins everything. There's this story from her early jewelry business days. She didn't delegate. To hit a sales goal, she was up at 4 a.m., hand stamping things, signing every single thank you letter, packing orders herself.
Wow.
So when she hit the goal, it wasn't a miracle. It was like a mathematical certainty because of the hours she was putting in.
That just sounds exhausting, though. How do you not just burn out completely?
Well, the key is that the work is directed at measurable milestones. It's not just busy work. It's that big picture, small steps idea.
The astronaut story.
Exactly. The 3-year-old who wants to be an astronaut. The mom says, okay, you need to study, go to college, learn science, and pass a fitness test. And the kid just shrugs and says, that's just 4 things.
It reframes this massive, overwhelming dream into just a checklist.
It does. And she used that when she was a Postmates driver. She wanted these expensive shoes, but the price felt huge. So instead of panicking, she just focused on picking up 1 extra delivery a day for 2 weeks.
And that was enough.
That small daily action got her the $75 she needed. The giant goal shrinks when you just focus on the very next step.
The dream is the wish, the action is the spell. That's a great great line. The real magic is just consistency.
Yes, and that consistency is only possible because you genuinely believe that what you're doing, the pursuit itself, is actually going to work.
Okay, so this is where it gets really fun. Let's talk about the most controversial part. The secret ingredient, which is being strategically delusional.
Right, and we should be clear about that word. Delusion here doesn't mean you're disconnected from reality. It means an unwavering commitment to the bit.
So you just genuinely believe the outcome is inevitable.
Totally. Even when your bank account or your job title completely contradicts it.
It sounds a lot like the law of assumption. So for anyone who hasn't heard of that, how is it different from just, positive thinking?
Well, positive thinking is hoping good things will happen. This version of the law of assumption it's deciding that you are the person who has this outcome. So reality has to bend to you, not the other way around.
Which brings us to that famous story about the doorman.
Oh, it's perfect. She was a broke Postmates driver. She drives up to the nicest building in LA and tells the doorman, "I'm gonna live here."
And he kicked her out.
Promptly. But the thing is, now she lives there. It's funny, but the point is, that act cemented the goal in her mind. It made it real.
And this commitment extends to what she calls practice, right? This idea of faking it till you make it.
Yes, but with physical objects. She would keep her cheap, fake jewelry in real Tiffany's and Cartier boxes.
Why?
Because seeing those boxes every day normalized the idea of having the real thing. It made the vision tangible.
The marble floor story is the one that really stuck with me. Years before she could afford her dream house, she put down cheap, fake marble tiles in her apartment.
She literally practiced walking on marble floors every single day. The argument is that this builds the neural pathway of expectation.
So even small things like deciding you want cheesecake and then just gonna get it.
Builds that belief muscle of, I want it, I'll have it. You're training your brain to see no friction between desire and getting it.
So that intense internal work has to eventually meet the outside world. So how does this whole strategy deal with other people? Or luck? Or setbacks?
Okay, so first thing is, you cannot care what other people think.
Well, you got to tune out the noise.
The audacity you need for this stuff means people are going to doubt you. She says, in the beginning they ask you why you're doing it, but in the end they'll be asking how you did it.
And not caring what people think fuels boldness. That's another huge piece of this.
Yes, if you want something, you have to boldly declare it and ask for it. Her logic is simple. If you don't ask, the answer is already no.
And she has the perfect story for this, the fireplace mantle.
Oh yeah, she saw this beautiful fireplace in another unit in her building. Months later, she runs into the new owner in the elevator and just asks him for it.
No small talk, just straight to the point.
And he gave it to her. For free. That mantle is now in her bedroom. That boldness created an opportunity that just wouldn't have existed otherwise.
Okay, so if boldness is key, what about luck? Because obviously she's had some lucky breaks.
She redefines it. Luck, for her, is merely exposure to chance. It's not random. It's about putting yourself in the right rooms. But that's only half of it.
Preparation is the other half.
Exactly. The preparation is what lets you capture the chance.
Like when she ended up sitting next to the head of Shopify at a dinner.
Right. The seating was lucky, but she already had a perfect pitch ready to go in her pocket. She was ready to capitalize on that luck the second it showed up.
Now, what about the cheat code she talks about? Kindness and connections. It sounds almost counterintuitive to this relentless, self-focused wanting.
It's the long game. You have to create a world where people want to help you, where they're rooting for you.
So treating everyone with respect, from the barista to the billionaire.
It's not just about being nice. It's networking through character, building that social capital. The idea that every door you open for someone else might one day open for you.
It makes people want to participate in your delusion.
Think about it. Would that neighbor have given her an expensive fireplace if she had a bad reputation in the building? Probably not. Putting good out into the world is an investment.
So let's circle back to the core of it. We have the goals, the action, the boldness. But what keeps you going when it's 4 a.m. and you just do not want to get out of bed?
You have to know your why. Not the trivial fluff reasons like fame or money. The real reason. For her, starting YouTube wasn't just about money. It was about a deeper need for community, for acceptance, a desire to inspire people.
That reframes everything. Money just becomes a tool, not the goal itself. She calls it boring.
Yeah. She says the real story isn't the designer bag, it's who I became to afford it.
The transformation is the prize.
For sure. She has this totem pole of value, the purchasable stuff bags, jewels, that's the lowest bar. Fleeting, the highest value is the priceless stuff. Human connection, personal growth, community, that's the real win.
So before we wrap, we have to talk about the reality check. She's pretty blunt that, nobody ever gets what they want all the time. What's the lesson when you fail?
The moral isn't to stop. It's that you can always go after it. She sees the whole thing as a numbers game. You just have to keep swinging.
And the failures are just data.
The first 10,000 failures are just market research. That's the quote. If you never stop trying, eventually your strategy and your work will line up with your goal.
So for you, listening, the strategy really boils down to 4 things. Unapologetic, specific desire. Measurable, daily action. Strategic delusion. And relentless boldness and kindness.
And all of that leads to a certain kind of expectation. She has this great cake metaphor. If you decide to make a cake, you get the ingredients, you follow the recipe. When it comes out of the oven, you're not surprised.
You expect it.
You expect a cake.
Right.
Because you did the work. You put in the ingredients.
You're entitled to the result because you followed the formula. The ultimate lesson here, I think, is that this combination of belief and action lines you up to not only get what you want, to feel like you genuinely deserve it.
It puts the pressure on you, not the universe. Which is actually really empowering. In the end, it comes down to that question she always asks, what if it doesn't come true? But what if it does? You just have to keep playing the game. Boldly,